Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashma Washai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, for giving us the understanding of the Holy Bible through your men, that being the apostles and the bishops of Grey Millstone, who are worthy of double honors, and Yahweh Ba'ashma Washai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash Brakatham, to the 144,000 servants, as well as the remaining elect of Israel. So over here at Grey Millstone, we're in the spirit of watching as well as praying, just as our Lord Yahweh Shai told us to do. Okay, and so expect more videos on prophecy, concerning what's going on out there in the Middle East, because the Middle East right now is a hotbed. Okay, and basically World War III is brewing. The Battle of Armageddon is brewing on a very heavy level, which ultimately is going to result in the nuclear destruction of America, which is known as Mystery Babylon the Great in the Bible. Okay. Now, Yahweh Shai also said that we shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. Okay, so as much as we hear of these, wars and rumors of wars in the news, we have to understand that, nothing can really go down on a nuclear level concerning the destruction of America until the mark of the beast is fully implemented. Revelation 13 and 16. Okay, which the mark of the beast is the implantable microchip, which will be administered throughout the world. And you will not be able to buy or sell, just as is written in Revelation 13 and 17. But nonetheless, we have to keep watching and we have to keep praying for the destruction of this place and for the deliverance from our Lord Yahweh Shai upon his return. Okay, because Yahweh Shai is going to return in the midst of World War III and the Battle of Armageddon to deliver the elect of Israel from the four winds of the earth, as it's written in Matthew 24 and verse 31. And the main salvation is going to take place over here in America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great, which is the main hub, the main land that our Lord is going to destroy. Okay, in which 2/3, that's 66.6% of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to die in that destruction. Okay, you're going to be a part of that lake of fire that the Apostle John saw in his vision, okay, which is speaking about America being on fire. But nonetheless, like I was saying, we have to keep watching, measuring the time according to 2 Ezra 9 and verse 1. And we do that by, looking at what's going on in the news, whether it be mainstream news or alternative news. All right, such as guys like, this individual here. I forgot his name. I think his name is Clayton Morris. I think that's his name. I could be wrong. Anyway, we have to keep watching the news and linking it up with Bible prophecy. And we have to keep prophesying the downfall of this man's kingdom. That man being the so-called white man, also known as the man of sin. 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. And just know that Revelation 11 and verse 14 is taking place before our very eyes. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's World War III. Okay, that's pretty much what this individual is going into in this video. And so without further ado, check it out.
Well, soon you'll be able to tell your kids where you were when the U.S. government officially collapsed under a steaming pile of stupidity. You'll be able to tell your kids about the worst president in American history intentionally leading his country off of a cliff. Now, we have a couple of big news stories to get to that have just unfolded over the past 24 hours. But first, just when you thought 2024 would be a year of peace and joy, These moron globalists are pushing us to the brink of World War III. Right now, I'm traveling through Germany, where I'm watching thousands of farmers descending on Berlin, telling their globalist leaders, enough is enough, stop screwing with our way of life, telling the World Economic Forum, stop trying to destroy farms, stop trying to destroy our Western way of life. And this weekend, President Biden's team is currently drawing up plans for a massive war in the Middle East to attack Yemen and attack Iran, according to Politico. Could we be any more thinly spread at the moment? Why would they be doing this? All to protect the US dollar, of course, the reserve currency of the world. That is the answer. Something that is quickly fading on the world stage. And we now know that Putin and China are making their moves into the region as they recognize a very weak President Biden. Biden, who has utterly failed to stop Houthi rebels from attacking ships in the Red Sea. These losers in Washington and London have utterly failed. They can't stop Houthi rebels, pirates, are you kidding me? But they keep making threats. They keep telling them, you know what, we're going to take action against these pirates.
The UK Foreign Secretary, Lord Cameron, has in the last few minutes said that the Red Sea attacks need to stop or action will be taken. He has not specified what that action will be.
Sure, we're going to take action. These are the same idiots that told us Ukraine was winning the war. What we are seeing right now, of course, is a total breakdown of America's ability to provide security in the open oceans. We are watching a diminished U.S. Navy, and every country in the world is asking itself right now the very same question. How can we assure ourselves that we don't end up like what happened with Europe because of Russia and Ukraine? Look at the collapse of Germany right now, seeing it all over the place. Businesses closing their doors. And I'm speaking to Germans who are saying they don't know what's going to happen with this energy crisis. These businesses cannot afford to operate. Guess what? Tens of thousands of farmers descending on Berlin. The U.S. umbrella right now, the United States umbrella of protection, isn't working anymore. So these countries are looking inward and elsewhere. And that's where China and Russia are stepping in, joining the BRICS nations. In fact, a new report out this week shows that the emergence of the BRICS currency in the BRICS nations in 2023 could be the singular most important economic event of the last 100 years. It's sunnier over on the BRICS side right now. The United States currency, of course, is backed by debt. It's backed by nothing. The BRICS currency, backed by precious metals, backed by commodities, backed by uranium, backed by gold, silver, oil, gas. These countries are asking right now, how can we protect our own shipping of minerals and materials in the Red Sea? The United States isn't protecting us. They've failed us. This week we saw Maersk, the largest shipping company, extend its ban on shipping in the Red Sea because the U.S. can't protect them.
And the news that 1 in 5 commercial ships are now avoiding the Red Sea because of the threat of attack.
Container shipping giant Maersk announced on Friday that it is diverting all vessels from Red Sea routes around Africa's Cape of Good Hope for the foreseeable future.
Remember, the Bretton Woods Agreement is that you use our U.S. dollars and we will stop pirates and we will protect the open oceans. That was the agreement. That has collapsed. So now the West starts shooting itself in the foot by engaging in a fool's war in the Middle East, hoping to save face, starting a war that we cannot win.
This is a problem bigger than America. We don't have the military capacity to prevail in this conflict. Yes, we can drop bombs in a lot of places. We will lose everything. Everything in the Middle East. Everything in the region. Because there's not a military facility in that region that is missile-proof. And Iran has a lot of missiles, and they will bring death and destruction down on the Americans like they haven't seen since the Second World War. And then what? Now we're in a regional conflict. Can we throw cruise missiles at Tehran? Yeah, but to what end? Because Tehran will destroy everything we have in the region, and then where are we? We don't have the ability to invade Iran. We can't do it. You could mobilize the entire American military capability today. We can't invade Iran. We don't have the ability. So to what end are we getting in this war? At the end of the day, the costs that will accrue by the United States taking on the entire region on behalf of Israel will far outweigh the consequences of just telling Israel no. But we can't tell Israel no because Israel owns us.
But that's not stopping the warmongers and neocons like Senator Lindsey Graham, who just went to Tel Aviv and acknowledged that we haven't been able to stop these Houthi rebel attacks. So we need to attack Iran. We need to blow it off the map.
I've been saying for 6 months now, hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map.
He also said to Netanyahu, his favorite benefactor, that the United States is about to make Iran's worst nightmare a reality.
We're going to do everything we can on my end, and I think working with the Biden administration, Mr. Prime Minister, to push forward to make Iran's worst nightmare real.
Good luck with that. Did you sign up? Did you personally sign up to have America involved in a war over Iran and Israel? I sure as shit didn't. And guess what? Any idiot with half a brain, or anyone with a 5th grade education, knows that anytime America bombs a Middle East country, it only hurts the United States. Period. End of discussion. It's not in our strategic interest to do any of this. It only hurts America, which is exactly what Biden wants, by the way. All you need to do is look at our southern border to know that America is collapsing, and Biden doesn't seem to care at all.
Thousands of migrants intent on reaching the United States spent Christmas walking toward the U.S.-Mexico border.
The Pentagon this week admitted it's also out of money for Ukraine. Sorry, we have no more. Which is just a fancy way of saying Zelensky is old news. 600,000 Ukrainians are now dead, which is exactly what NATO wanted, to wipe away an entire generation of young Ukrainians. And the few Ukrainians that aren't dead are now buying $300 old man masks just to avoid the Ukrainian body snatchers. You know, the guys that come around and grab these guys off the street and throw them into the meat grinder in the front lines against Russia. So Ukraine is done. NATO destroyed that country. Now the war is coming to Iran and Yemen. And now the U.S. this week threatening war in Yemen, wagging their finger, telling them, you better stop these attacks on the ships in the Red Sea. And the Houthi rebels basically just gave the U.S. a big middle finger, saying, sorry, we're not scared. If you keep supporting Israel by sending billions of dollars in aid and weapons to Israel, we will continue these attacks on these ships. The ball is in your court, Mr. Biden, telling us they are ready, folks. They are ready for war. This war is coming. So that's the news update part of today's video. Now I want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is tied directly to this global conflict.
So in a nutshell, what we just saw from Clayton Morris was Isaiah 47 and verse 1. You know, we're seeing the diminishing of America's global power. They're no more the big bad bully throughout the world. They're losing their respect amongst their own allies. And as it's written in Isaiah 47 and 1, roughly paraphrasing, it says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Virgin daughter of Babylon is referring to America, okay? And then it goes on to say, there is no throne, roughly paraphrasing, meaning America is losing their rulership. And in a wider sense, so is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man as a whole, because America is their stronghold in the world. Okay, and this World War III that's brewing is going to lead to their destruction and their end. 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So I pray and hope that you're edified. Keep watching, keep praying, and until next time, I'll say shalom.